Hi, everybody. Claudia here from Hugo Coffee. As you all know, we are a coffee company that supports small animal welfare organizations through weekly fundraisers. And this week, we're back for the third time with the lovely Helaine from Kobe Henro in Massachusetts. Hi, Helaine.
Hi, Claudia. How are you today?
I'm great. Now, I want you to remind our fan base, because I know your fan base is clearly very aware of what you do, but remind our fan base of what Kobe Henro does.
Sure. Kobe Henro is a Boston-based pet food pantry. So we're
Mhm.
one of the few in Massachusetts who is a standalone, freestanding pet food bank. So we supply food to hungry pets in need, and we get to them via local food pantries, human
Mhm.
food pantries that have pet owning clients. And I also do a lot of work now since last we spoke. My Southern Rescue arm
Mhm.
has grown uh, pretty dramatically, which is good. So we're feeding a lot of the hungry Southern and Midwestern hungry dogs and cats.
Huh. Now,
Yeah,
okay, I have lots to talk to you about now.
sure.
First of all, last week we did a fundraiser for Kobe Henro. The money was going to a shed because you were carrying all the food in your garage,
Correct.
which was bad because you have winter and your cars were out in your driveway. So
Correct.
now I think you're sitting in front of your handsome new shed for your pet food.
Yes, here it is. I'll get my head out of my way for a minute there. There it is. That is the shed. And you are correct. Last time we spoke, you were asking for funds to be raised so I could house my food. And
Yes.
I finally got my shed last May, um, which is wonderful. One of my daughters was out there just trying to get people to maybe give me a discount, and she did and fared much better than I did. I went to a lot of local places, larger manufacturers, asked if they could help me out, but lo and behold, a small local family owned business gave me this shed, Rhino Sheds, down in southeastern Massachusetts. They gave me the shed for cost pretty much, which made a huge difference. And it's a lesson learned. I've learned a lot in this journey. And sometimes the smaller family owned who have a real passion for rescue animals will do anything to help you out. And this was a very good example of that.
That's fantastic. Now tell me, did the shed increase your capacity for how much food you could house?
Yes, and I can house it critter free now too, which is nice. My husband helped me out, and he put some winter sale up, and nobody can get in there. So it's been good, and I can organize it a little better. And it's better than the garage and for many reasons.
Yeah, 100%. All right, now tell me about the impact of having the shed in what you do in the in the Massachusetts area. Has it just increased your ability to have an impact locally and regionally around you?
Yes. Along with getting, since we spoke last, my list of recipients has increased, but my list of donors has also increased. Retailers primarily.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll get the corporate food manufacturers, but it's basically the retailers who have been stepping up. Again, it's some of the corporate large chains, and the small private ones have been extremely instrumental as well.
Awesome. And tell me again, remind me again. So you are a food pantry for dog and cat food,
Mhm.
and then you provide the dog and cat food to human food pantries for people who have animals, or do you also provide to rescues?
I do both.
Okay.
I do both. So that fluctuates, but I'd say I'm probably at about 60 to 70% of rescues now I do.
Okay.
They seem to be, there's an endless number of them. And as we know, we rescue people know that the pet overpopulation in the South is
Hmm.
particularly challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when they come up, I'm actually meeting somebody Saturday in Connecticut. She comes up every week or every other week from Texas. She
Jeez.
brings up God bless her. She goes, turns around, and comes back, and I will give her probably 500-600 pounds of kibble, and people will come. I'll meet her. The people who are adopting the dogs or cats will come, and once she unloads them, we load the van up with food, and then she goes back and does it again.
And remind me, how did you develop a relationship from Boston area with a rescue in Texas?
Oh, just a lot of phone calls and a lot of emailing, and I'm learning social media. It's about time that I learn it, but I got lucky. I connected with a local nonprofit organization in Metro West Massachusetts, and they put me in touch with a local university, and I have a class of very young, ambitious, intelligent students helping me with my graphics and animation and social media. So I'm trying to work on that as well, because I basically need to just spread the word, and it's working because I've seen my numbers grow. We just hit 60,000 pounds of food we've donated, and we had right after our 3rd anniversary. So there's an endless need. I feel as though we're starting to grow domestically as well. I just connected with a couple of out of a place in Costa Rica. I'm trying to get food to.
Good Lord.
In Puerto Rico, I'm trying to get them as well. The need is just endless. So once you start getting into this world of feeding the hungry pets, you realize there's lots of takers out there, but you have to find the givers. So I'm just
absolutely
doing it. It's working. My plan is working. That's what when I started, I said, basically, we're just simply getting the food from point A to point B. Right. And that still is what we're doing.
Right. It's great. So, now, do you also have relationships with other rescues in the South, or just the Texas?
No, I do. I'm working with some in Oklahoma, Charleston, South Carolina.
So, and the reason I ask is, by virtue of what we do, we also know that the the animal overpopulation in the South is really bad.
Yes.
And we also deal with lots of kill shelters, lots of, in the South. So we have we support quite a few Southern rescues themselves. And we also support rescues that have relationships with rescues in the South for that very reason, like you do, because of the tremendous need.
Right.
And the need is tremendous everywhere, but it just happens to be really bad in the South.
Oh, that's true. And I think, a lot of it comes down to the pet overpopulation. I strongly believe it's an educational issue. Of course, you've got to spay and neuter,
Yes.
Come on, people.
I mean, the effect of spaying and neutering is 100 folds. Like, you spay and neuter one animal, particularly a cat.
Yeah.
You have saved thousands of cats from being unwanted and euthanized.
Right. Oh, absolutely. That's the big obstacle. I think the hurdle they have to fly over, but it's teaching, and several of these places do offer very, very low. I mean, $10-15 for a spay and neuter just cover basic minimal costs of a pretty pricey procedure, but they're working on it. I know Best Friends is doing a wonderful job, and they're getting the numbers down quite drastically. So we just have to keep working on it, and I'm there just trying to help those who just need food, because they say the economy's better, but from my job, I don't see it any better, because my number is growing. They go through the local food pantries, bomb through the food pretty quickly. Southern Rescues, they can never get enough. So me and Henry and Rosita are working hard.
Yes. But it is, honestly, Helaine, it's amazing the impact you've had in such a short period of time. You haven't been around that long, and you're growing, and you're just growing your impact, which is fantastic. You should be so proud of yourself.
Thank you.
It's amazing. It's wonderful.
I'm happy. It does make me happy. And, occasionally I'll do some private people who reach out to me, and sometimes it gets a little trickier, because I have to vet them a bit and make sure that there's, that it's all clean and safe. but the joy from these people is just it's immeasurable. They're so happy and appreciative, and to be in that situation and just desperately need food. And that I've said this from the beginning. I don't want anybody to have to give up a pet they love because of financial hardship. That just
Right.
This is 2023. That just should not be an issue, but it is.
Right.
So I try to help when I can, and it's rewarding. It's the best job I've ever had. So I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
All right, now, Helaine, just to remind your fans, and our fans already know, but just to remind everybody out there, what we're doing is we're in the middle of a week-long online fundraiser where we donate $2.50 for every item sold on the website to Kobe Henro. And we started Monday morning and we end Sunday at midnight. So we still have 3.5 more days to get the
Nice.
word out, to get people
Yep.
to buy, so that so I can write you a big old check on Monday, because it's my favorite thing to do. But I really want to know, Helaine, what would you do? What would be like a $300 donations impact to you?
I think that would be very helpful for me because at times I can't always get to the Southern Rescue meetup or people that are far away. So if I had funds, I'd be able to I just mailed out coupons that I got from a food manufacturer. So any kind of funds allows me to keep my stock fresh. Sometimes I'll get animals that have dietary restrictions, and if I don't have that type of food, I can buy it. So that makes a big difference. I mean, the shed was my goal at that point. I have other goals, but they're a little lofty. So
Yeah. And $300 is probably not going to meet those goals, but we like lofty goals, Helaine, because we know you can make them once you set them and you get your mindset to achieve it, you're going to do it.
You are correct. I do. People sometimes will help me, and if they don't, and sometimes, especially when I went through trying to get a shed, and they'll kind of lure me and tempt me a little, and then if they're not going to help me, see you later, buddy. I move on. I go to the next one.
Yeah.
So you keep digging, and if people don't want to support, that's fine. But
Right.
I'll keep going, and every penny truly helps, and every penny goes to keeping my supply fresh and keep it going, and the ability to get gift cards and send to those that I can't physically get to, because I can't always get there. Places have called and they're just too far away and they don't have transports up here. So if it's somebody that needs it, I can, rather than actually meet them with the food, I can send them gift cards.
Great. That's awesome. All right. So now our job for the next 3 days is to get the word out, Helaine. You got to make sure your fans understand how awesome the coffee is too. And also, we're going to hopefully in 24, we're going to start with a program where Beth is going to send you a shortened URL, and you can send that out to all of your fans so that anytime they buy Hugo Coffee products, we will donate the $2.50. So the point is to be able to have an annuity for you.
I see.
Something that you can rely on, as well as we can scale our give back. Because, when you're limited to 50 weeks in a year, that's only 50 organizations a year you can affect. And we want to affect as many as possible.
Right. No, it's very nice of you and very gracious and generous that you do this. Because
thank you. It's what we do. It's what we live for.
It's and they're different. I've learned on this journey that rescue people are different, and we bond and we have a connection and we get it, and we know what we're doing. We're in the same mission, just to get this homeless pet population down in a humane way. And people have got to, I mean, that's a story for another day. You've got to adopt story, but that's not for today. But we all feel the same way. Please.
Yeah, I mean, Beth and I talk about it all the time. Honest to God, between COVID, inflation, cost of goods, the raw material prices going up, like the things that went on in the coffee industry alone and in the world, there's just no way I'd still be doing this, but for the fact that I'm doing it for the animals.
Yes, and they're the best. Nothing like working with the animals.
Yeah, and we're really proud of the fact that our coffee's really good, but we're really, really proud of the fact that we help animals by selling great coffee and supporting such great organizations like Kobe Henro.
Yes, and you do. I mean, I think your coffee is delicious, but it also is something that people need to understand, that when you're buying your coffee, you're helping save animals. Just like the people who gave me the shed, I hope they realize that them selling me something at cost, in their own way, they're helping save animals, because the extra funds
Absolutely.
I had is storing the food because of them going to the hungry pets, which would have been in my garage and probably would have been ripped apart by little
Right.
mice maybe. So
Right.
it all helps. Every bit
Yeah.
helps, and it's
That's
all.
awesome. I mean, I think that's awesome that you got the shed for cost, and that small business deserves so much, so many kudos, and God love them. And you just tell them that I say thank you too, because you're exactly right. That gesture helped feed thousands of animals.
Yes, and even when I go in and I have a couple pet boxes around for the holidays, anybody who donates is helping and
Yes,
helping the cause. And I've learned a lot demographically, and who helps and who doesn't help. Are they rescue, or are they breeder people? I mean, it's an educational process.
it
So
is.
you
It
kind of
is.
hone in on who your market is, and you go after them, and
Yeah.
it's all good. We're all doing a good thing, and we just have to keep it going and fill those tummies.
That's right. All right, Elaine. Now we're going to sell for the next 3.5 days. And I'm going to
Yes, we
hopefully
are.
write you a big old check on Monday. And in the meantime, have a fantastic weekend. And we're so happy to be doing this again for Kobe Henro. And we're fingers crossed we do a great job this week.
Yes, third time, and thank you for having us back, Claudia. And Beth has been very helpful as well. And I love you guys. It's nice to keep in touch with you, and I try to pitch your coffee when I can when I'm at events, and we'll keep that going too, because I can bring your product back east, I guess.
That's right. And hopefully, by the way, I'm going to be in, I should be launching in Wegmans in 24.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
What's next?
so at least I'll have more of a East Coast presence.
Yep, yep,
And then maybe get the word out among the rescues in the East Coast, to come to reach out to us so that we can help them.
sure. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
So yay. All right,
I like.
Helaine. I actually have to catch a plane.
Ah, it's okay.
So I gotta go. But it was
Good thing.
great chatting with you, and we love helping Kobe Henro, and we love everything that you're doing, and we're so proud of you.
Thank you. Same here. Right back at you, Claudia. Thank you very much. Safe travels, happy holidays, and we'll go buy some more coffee. How's that sound?
Excellent. Thanks, Elaine.
Right. See ya.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.